it's weird, but it's interesting that you homologous. Like I just do this in Southern California, you do the same thing in Australia. They ended up at the same table having pasta because you actually behaved like a real Italian, losing your flight.
Yeah, I know, right? It's weird though. Like I always talk to people about that. Is like, oh no, you know who asked me this the other day? My partner's stepdad. He said, like, how many people in the world do what you do? And then I was like mentally just like, I was like, maybe 12 at best. I was like, probably less than 10. Yeah. Like, and then the people that really, I was like, and then he's like, oh, that's great. I was like, yeah, but it's weird because it's like such a small community of us.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, and kind of, like we were talking about it, like everyone's in their own little part, so it's not like, you're not like, oh my god, I'm not going to chat to them. It's like, but you need that support too. You're like, oh my god, like I need to talk to someone about it. Because like imagine trying to talk to like someone in like the, I don't know, NFL or something about a fighter cutting weight. They'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. They'd be like, I don't care, I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't care. And you just be like, so you gotta do it.
So I was wondering, besides having your fighters in the UFC, like you're also a fan probably, as I am, as we all are.
Yeah.
So you guys fought Costa and we fought Costa.
Yeah.
So when our fight week was happening, the last Vettori against Costa, as a nutritionist, like what did you think as the whole thing kind of, how do you say,
unfolded?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. That, like I asked you, I was like, I don't know how I would have dealt it, because it's like, what are we doing? Are we cutting the carbs or are we eating pasta all week? And then I was thinking like, imagine Marvin like being like, okay, it's gonna be at light heavyweight. Okay, and then his mind switches. He's like, okay, I can eat, and then he's like, oh nah, no, actually you can't. And then just being like going back into that mode, like. Because I think of my guys, if I did that to them, they'd probably knock me out. If I was like, you can eat this, but you can't eat this. Oh wait, now you can, now you can't. They'd just be like, rah, like, tell me what I can do. But
for sure.
What was it like for you?
Yeah, if that happened to Israel, would you have a say regarding the weight class, or they would have gone like just took a decision between him and the head coach? You think?
Yeah, we always do that. Like if there's anything weight regarded, like Eugene, like that's why I'm there. So Eugene always get us in the room and have a chat and like at least get my input for it. But it would be weird. I don't know how we respond to that, to be honest. Like,
how much would you have suggested Israel and Eugene to ask in terms of Costa purse?
I'd say 25. 20,
really?
25, yeah.
Oh, you're a benefactor then. Because I was gonna go with like, especially because he changed not two weight classes, but it was from 86 to 95 and from 95 to 205.
Yeah.
And I would have been like, okay, the first one is 20 and the second one is 20 more.
Yeah, I just don't know if the UFC would do it. Like,
no, they cannot.
Because you'd run the risk of Costa just being like, well, I'm not fighting then, and that's like, imagine going through all of that. I think if they miss weight, they should get penalized more. Like it should be like a 75%.
Israel was very, very loud about that topic, right?
Well, like I think it's fair because like they hire me just to do that. Like from no matter what level you're at, like you're paying someone to do exactly that. So like I guess from their point of view, they're like, well, we go to all this effort. Yeah. We'd fly this guy over to like just do this job. Like why can't you guys do that with professionals? Yeah. Which I think is a fair point. Yeah. Like it's a fair point, I think. Like you wouldn't miss weight if you lost 75%. What's the point? Like if you're making their first contract like 12 and 12. Yeah,
of course.
And you lose 75% of that. Like what's the point of fighting?
Yeah. Sometimes our athletes face each other. I don't like it because I know they're gonna come in a good shape. But on the other end, I like it because I know they're not gonna miss weight or they're not gonna be hospitalized.
That's the thing, you want them to come in as like, I was talking to someone about this the other day, like at the lower levels, I don't mind working with like the same athletes if they're fighting each other because you know that they're doing it safely, and that's like what we do is like trying to spread that. But then when it gets to the high levels, like we were talking about with that fight with Israel and Marvin, there's a couple times where I was worried where it's like Marvin's gonna finish him, or Marvin like had his back, or there was like some shots. I was like, if he hits him, he's gone. Yeah. Where it's like a game of inches, and it's like that's where what we do, it actually could make a difference. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like it's crazy to think that if you had a bad weight cut, maybe that's the whole reason why this guy won't fight for a title now. Because I stuffed up my job.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
There's a lot of pressure. Whereas like on the lower level, it's probably not there, and it's like whatever. But at that level,
and then the weight cut, I guess, gets, or like the making weight process gets kind of unnoticed, like goes under the radar until it's bad.
Yeah,
then
yeah.
when it's bad, like all of a sudden, hell
yeah.
breaks loose, and
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
like, oh, it was the weight cut. You know?
Or no one wants to know about when it goes nice or something. Or if an athlete struggled with their weight, right, and you took them through the process so smoothly, and then they got there, they're like, oh yeah, whatever, like it's okay, on to the next one, you know. And
I have athletes that were super grateful, honestly. So.
oh yeah, no, the athletes are always good, but like in the media or the lay public, it's just like, oh whatever, like okay, not to bring up Cody, but then it's like perfect weight cut, but then the result, the result goes that way, and then like, not that it discredits the work that you did, but like what you did with him is so like such a monumental thing and should be like spoken about more, but because of the result of the fight, it probably won't, you know. And it's like and that's so stupid, because like it's such a like an important part of it, and it's like the same thing, well, even with Kai with that, like Kai had a very easy weight cut, but a lot of things went into making that weight cut really easy, but it won't get spoken about because of like the fight, so it just gets like pushed to the side, where it's like, it's a bit...
Yesterday, actually, I just released a video on my YouTube channel, and I was saying it was one of the biggest probably the biggest week of my career until the fight, because after that, like, there was a crescendo, then after that, you know, you lose, and like people are like, maybe you should go back to bantamweight.
Yeah, it's a cool thing about the sport is because like so much goes into it. Like so many things make up what a good performance is.
Yeah.
Like I always think, okay, you get a first round knockout and then you get a 3-round war. Yeah. At the end of the day, the result's the same. One person loses, one person, but how they got there looks so different. Yeah. But they won't like talk about that, and you don't appreciate. Same with like how Cody got in there looks so different compared to these other camps, and like that should be focused on regardless of what the result is. You know what I mean? So it's like, but it's like a cool, especially for us, like you kind of succeed in silence a bit.
I mean, it's not that I want to make these like a painful talk about our job, but I find especially hard being so in touch with them throughout the whole camp, because top guys I talk multiple times per day as the fight is getting closer. And then you say bye when they're going to the arena, and like then you have no say at all, and you go from like talking to them more than the head coach, especially in the days before the fight, to be like bye bro, I'll see you later. So that's a bad feeling, but you know,
it's a crazy thing, because I think in this sport it's so intense. Like what they go through is like intense as it is, the training's so full on, but like you have to be so intimate with them to get the results. Like you have to talk to them every day, because if something goes wrong, you need to change your plan, you need to be flexible, you need to have your phone on you all the time. It's impossible not to develop that like I'm really good friends with like my top level guys. Like I know their wives, I know their kids, like I know their families, like you know so many things about them. But then when that cage closes, like I think it's hard not to get emotionally invested, because you know what they've put in to get to that point, and then what's at stake for them. But you can't do anything, and you just sit there and you're like, oh god, like what's going to happen? And I got no control about this. Whereas all to the point up there, like you said, you got contacts with at least the thing your job is to control. You've got a lot of control over. I can have a good deal of influence of what he eats and how his weight dictates, and what he does in the bath and how we make this weight, but after that...
I cornered as well a couple of times in the UFC. You cornered, I believe, more than me. So
only twice.
Just twice?
Yeah, only twice.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, so me too, actually. So what do you say anything, or you just shut up when you're in someone's corner?
The first time, I wasn't very vocal, because that was Brad and Rafa, and it was very technical, and Eugene was there. And then the fight with Kai and Cody, I had Eugene on my phone actually.
Oh really?
Yeah, and Eugene, I was on WhatsApp to Eugene, so whatever he was saying in rounds, I had to yell out, or like at least get it to Dan to yell out. But then like Dan was obviously doing his thing, and then I was like yelling out whatever he was. And yeah, but again, like even after that, like I don't think I realized. I think in a certain parts of it you get overexcited, and maybe that's just like maybe we shouldn't be in there, because that's inexperience. Because even Kai was like, you're so locked into your corner, you can hear what they say
Yeah.
amidst the 25,000 people.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I don't know if I think in big fights, I don't know if I'd be comfortable doing it because, like I was saying, you know that person, you want to yell.
Yeah.
Like, not that we don't know anything about fighting,
Yeah,
you know, not that. Whereas, like, it was okay for me because I'm like reading whatever Eugene says, and he's the expert. But like, imagine yelling something out, like Peter Yarn's coach. Apparently, Peter Yarn's coach yelled out "knee him" or something in the head. He called out, and then he did because he's so locked in. He just kneed him in the head, and then he got all this stuff happen. Like, imagine if you did that.
Oh yeah, it'd be like. Yeah, for sure.
Like MMA junkie, I'd be everywhere, and you'd be like,
Yeah. So
I don't mind watching it from the hotel, to be honest, and then seeing them after. But like,
oh yeah,
it's cool. It's cool seeing it from the corner and going through that. But
so you don't even like to go to the arena?
I like it. Yeah, I think it's just like, to be honest, like if I had it my way, I probably wouldn't watch the fights. Like I think our job is done. Like I watch the fights. Not from a professional sense, more because I'm friends with them and I want to support them that way.
Yeah.
But like I think my professional duty, I kind of turn it off once they go there, and then I switch into like, okay, they're your mates. I want to see them succeed, so I'll support them that way.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it would be too much, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. I cannot imagine how it will be too. I mean, I've been twice, and once was in Fight Island when Lauren fought that, but it was a last second replacement, so we kind of know it was a easier fight. And then the second time was when Easy fought Blachowicz, and at the second fight in the car, so Uroš Medic. And it was very good because he also got the bonus. So yeah, I remember I started to scream like, you know, the fight is over, because I mean, I wanted to like the ref to hear. Actually, I used to play and referee in water polo. So like you have a lot, like the trainers, they talk a lot, very loud, so the referee kind of gets influenced. And I was like, it's over. But then I'm like, can you imagine like if he stops beating like his opponent up because I said that. And then the fight continues. And I'm like, fuck. So anyway, we're learning a lot, but it was good having you here in this side of the world.
I appreciate it. This beats sitting in the airport for what, 6 hours, 7 hours, or whatever I was going to do. Probably eat like, I don't know, Burger King or whatever for dinner. This is much better than Burger King, but no, I appreciate you having me. This is a cool thing about the job though, eh? Like what you were saying, is just like meet so many cool people and you can network, and like, it's like crazy that we could just do this because I was passing through LA. Because we've met so many times in Vegas and wherever else in the world. And if you asked me 10 years ago if I was doing this, I would probably... I would never believe it.
Yeah, me too. I was selling suppositories to older people in a pharmacy, so yes, I'm definitely blessed. So.
But I think what was I, 10 years ago? Still just finishing university or something. Or just at university. No thought of doing this whatsoever.
You see?
Look at us now.
Lives.
Yeah, look at us now. Missing flights and calling out wrong things in the corner.
Okay, Jordy, it was good having you here.
Yeah,
and we're done with this.